See, there's one thing I want people to realize too. Now, I feel like Trey Lance, I haven't really just gave my thoughts about this Trey Lance trade. Okay, one thing that's kind of stands out to me is the Cowboys, this is our version of all in for sure. We are all in right now, y'all. Listen, the Cowboys, I don't think I heard too many people speak on this, but the Cowboys don't have a 4th round pick now that we traded for Trey Lance. And we don't have a 5th round pick because we traded for Brandon Cooks and Stephon Gilmore. So you know how much the Dallas Cowboys value their picks. So look, they don't have a 4th or a 5th. So I thought that was interesting. That right there alone tells me how highly they felt like Trey Lance could help this team. They felt very fond of Trey Lance for them to risk it. Because look, they already don't have a 5th round pick. That's right there says a lot to me. So, okay, when you take that into perspective, you got Trey Lance coming in, a super young guy, very inexperienced. He barely even played in college. This dude really don't have no experience. He really just scratched the surface of his potential. And we understand that where you go when you get drafted has a lot to do with how you develop and how you come about and how you know, what your career turns into. So I really feel like Trey Lance has a lot of potential. He's a super ceiling guy. He's not a floor guy at all. He's a super ceiling guy. And he got a lot of potential. The thing about Trey is, can he tap into that potential? That's what the big question is. Now, a lot of people looking at it like, oh, Shanahan had him and he couldn't do nothing with him. Now, honestly, Shanahan had him. He got hurt while he was there. And another quarterback came out and just balled out. You know what I'm saying? Brock Purdy just balled out for him. And they went and traded for Sam Darnold, so it was a lot of uncertainty. Trey Lance was in college when it was COVID year. It's just a lot of stuff that was crazy. Trey Lance really didn't get to play in college because of COVID. He got to the 49ers in 2021, I believe, and there was still some COVID stuff going on, virtual meetings and stuff. And this man needed a lot of help. Obviously, he came from a one-read system, so it's a lot of coaching that was going to be needed for this young man, and he wasn't able to get that with the 49ers because of the virtual situation and all of that. And the 49ers was a win-now team. Think about that. How much patience you think they'll have with him? When you think about that, when you think about it in that perspective, that's really alarming right there. Look, how much time you think Shanahan is going to wait on Trey Lance trying to get up to speed when he feel like he got a chance at a Super Bowl? Shanahan like, look, bro, hey, if he ain't up to speed in about 3 days, I'm going to move on. So I believe the leash that they had for Trey Lance was not very long. They sent up there like, look, I ain't got time to be waiting on him. Shanahan is in win now mode. So it was just a bad situation for him to come in. If he was somewhere that he was able to develop, that would have been different. But they really expected Trey Lance to step in and ball right away. That wasn't what he was. Shout out to B-Bird with the $5 super. He says, if the Joneses are bringing in Trey to use as leverage against Dak, then I don't like it. If it's just for on the field football reasons, then I'm for it. Well, B-Bird, you know, with the Joneses, it's always going to be a dual meaning. See, me and Trey look like we be on point. He said, B-Bird, it's a combo. I just said it's going to be a dual meaning because, you know, at the same time, it's insurance. This they business. It's they team. They have to be responsible for what happens if Dak Prescott don't play well, which I seriously doubt. But they still have to have a backup plan in the future for what they feel like could happen. Like, we know as men, we have to be ready for any situation. So whatever happens, we supposed to be responsible enough to be able to, you know, handle that situation. If all the lights go out, we supposed to have a generator. You know what I'm saying? Like, if it get flooded, we supposed to be able to get a boat or something. You know, we got to do something. So as a football team, they do have to be able to handle any situation that come about. Now, when they look at Trey Lance, I'm sure they projected him with like 3-4 years. If they project Trey Lance for 3-4 years, Dak Prescott could have did his next contract, and then Trey Lance could just come behind Dak seamlessly. The man ain't number 23 years old. You know what I'm saying? Trey Lance only 23 years old. So if you let Dak, if you sign Dak to another extension, that's 4 or 5 years. Okay, let's say 5 years. After 5 years, another 5-year deal for Dak. Trey Lance will only be 28 years old. Quarterbacks playing the 40, y'all. You potentially got a position almost like who? Like Aaron Rodgers and Brett Favre or something. Like Tony Romo got to wait 4 years and then come right behind what his name was? Who that was? Drew Bledsoe and stuff. Like you able to sit down and then come out, them be the better quarterbacks. Like back in the days, if y'all tapped in, I know B Bird tapped in. B Bird, how long did we like to see quarterbacks wait before they played? Let me know. I know B Bird know this. How long was it like idealistically we would like to see quarterbacks wait before they play? Yeah, that 5th-year option gonna come through. But answer my question. What you think, B Bird? How long? Because I know B Bird know. The old football, we used to want them to wait at least like 4 years, 3-4 years, and then let them start. See, a lot of people got away from that. Yeah, 4 years. Exactly. A lot of people got away from that, but that don't mean that's the best practice. How many rookies that come in and be garbage? How many rookies that actually come in and be successful? I guarantee you it's more garbage rookies than it is successful rookies coming out here playing. You trash! We already see that. So, back in the days, we like quarterbacks to wait 4 years. That's a luxury. You can't even do that these days. Would you rather us be in a situation where we need a quarterback, in dire need for a quarterback, to the point where if this guy don't work out, we finna be trash? Or would you like it in this manner right here to where we can still be a strong team and bring this kid along slowly, and then when Dak ready to leave, we can transition to him seamlessly? I think that's brilliant, honestly. Trap. HTM. Now listen, I told them the other day that the Dallas Cowboys, we've been so blessed and so privileged that we don't understand how hard it is to acquire a quarterback. See, you acting privileged there, Mr. HTM. You acting privileged. Listen. The Cowboys just lucky, bro. We lucky. Ask Washington how hard it is to get a quarterback. Ask the Giants how hard it is to get a quarterback. Daniel Jones still ain't got no respect. Like, they ain't even like Eli Manning over there for real. So, like, you got to think about that stuff. Like, it's really Steve. I'm pretty sure this was a Steven move too. Like, I bet you it's gonna come out that it's a Steven Jones move, because what it's gonna do is, if this kid works out, it's gonna make sure that the Cowboys gonna be sustainable. They gonna be relevant throughout the transition as well. It won't never be a real dip in the Cowboys. It's always gonna be consistent. It's gonna be a seamless transition from Dak to Trey Lance. Like I said, quarterbacks playing the 40. If you play Trey Lance at 28 and it take him 5 years to get it together, and he play at 28, tell me we ain't gonna have a good quarterback. For you'll have him for what? Probably about a good 10 years at the most. I mean, at the least. These quarterback play forever. So you'll have Trey Lance till he about 38. Like, and look, you might be able to get you a Super Bowl out on by then. 10 years, and he done sat 5. You know, and then with Dak Prescott being kind of injured, that's another thing that we got to take into consideration. Another thing you got to take into consideration that's going to make this worth your while. You bring in an athletic quarterback like Trey Lance. Think about this. He actually could be your Jalen Hurts simulation in practice too. Trap. He could be your Jalen Hurts, your Daniel Jones. He can give you a good look at those players when you in practice, right? So that's a great attribute to have on your practice team. You know what they usually do? They usually get people like wide receivers and stuff to do that. You know what I'm saying? They usually get a wide receiver or something to act like Jalen Hurts. Now we got a real phenomenal athlete who's actually more athletic than Jalen Hurts. See what I'm saying? Now you got somebody who can actually simulate Jalen Hurts. Now the team will be ready for these read options that Jalen Hurts does. This is a good look for your defense as well. See, it's a lot of stuff that you're not going to think about because it ain't your responsibility. You know what I'm saying? We just fans. We just get to watch. But the owners, Jerry Jones and Dollar Bill, they have to be the ones who actually take all these scenarios into consideration. So I just want y'all to peep that.